You ever felt scared? Like somebody's watching you? Well, I felt like this when I visited the Fiborn Quarry. This place is surrounded by trees, and I'm not exaggerating when I say it is in the middle of nowhere. And this was 2023. I had a phone. I couldn't imagine being a quarry worker back in the 1900s. So what did they do back then, and what led to their quarry being abandoned? Before the quarry was even conceptualized, a vast cave network was surveyed in Michigan's Upper Peninsula in 1845. Using this information, Chase Osborne decides to do his own exploring and purchases 600 acres from the former owners Charles D. Rood and Isaac William in 1898. But realizing he didn't have the capital, he reached out to his good friend, William Forsman Fitch of Roth South Shore and Atlantic Railroad. Being a railroad guy, Fitch helped construct a railroad to the property and other vital infrastructure. By March of 1905, the quarry is up and running under their combined names, the Fiborn Quarry. The quarry primarily exported limestone, which would be broken up by dynamite before being loaded into train cars to be taken to a crusher, which would then be transported out to their prime supplier, Canadian steelmaker. With this increased revenue, the quarry expanded, as did the neighboring town. This workers' town featured an elementary school, boarding house, post office, company store/housing for employees and their families. Even a minister would come for services. This life was lonely. Until 1916/17, there was no road to Fiborn, only train. To cope with the immense isolation, pastimes like baseball and ice skating became regular. Back in upper management, Chase and Fitch would sell the company to Algoma Steel in 1909. Disaster would strike only 2 years later when a crusher's boiler exploded, killing a man and injuring 7 others. That didn't deter business though, as the company boomed during World War I, but found little success post-war. In fact, spending periods of 1921 to 1924 inoperational, with the final nail in the coffin being the Great Depression. With Fiborn already limping along, 1935 signaled end times, spending much of the year idle. Hope was dashed in January of 1936, when after not even remaining open for a month, the quarry shut down for its final time. The closure is ultimately attested to Algoma Steel finding cheaper and higher quality limestone elsewhere. Furthermore, the site was so isolated and shipping was such a more cost-effective method, it wasn't financially worth it. So, when news broke, the neighboring village emptied out.
And they've left now.
I'm only still here because I'm not as quick as them.
While Superintendent Lynn Brockway remained to oversee the removal of equipment and a few other projects in the 1940s, including the extraction of limestone for the Mackinac Bridge. But after that, occasional contractors would come in and out with their own equipment, or locals would come to take stone or gravel. But besides that, it was deserted. Until 1987, the Michigan Karst Conservancy purchased the site, establishing the Fiborn Karst Preserve. They worked to protect the area from damage while maintaining its history. Because of their generosity, anyone can come and visit the site and feel the crippling isolation that those workers felt so many years ago.